Starting off a banger video with a banger new MIDI keyboard. 61 keys, and I'm a trap producer, so I'm gonna be using about 8 of them. Today's video, I'm gonna be going over how to make dark beats and samples in 2025. So I'm gonna be going over the difference between making dark beats now versus previously, and the formulas and everything you need to make these kind of beats. So diving deep into melodies and sound selection, getting into snare rolls and new 808s to use for your beats. And overall, these are my favorite kind of beats to make, so I'm super excited about this one. Let's get into it. All right, I'm just gonna start the video off with this insane melody gem. So what I've been doing recently is going to a VST and then finding a sound that I like. So I just got this right here. And then once I have a sound that I like, I'll route it to a channel, and then I'll go to these little freaking mixer track presets that I've been making. I only have 3 right now, but I was using these for sound design, and watch what happens when I just drag one of these in onto a mixer track. It's gonna put in all these different presets from Effect VSTs and all the presets inside the VST as well that I chose. And now we go from this sound, you know, something basic, into this. So if you want to make these on your own, all you have to do, I know how to do it in FL Studio. I don't know how to translate this to Ableton or any other DAW. All you have to do is literally go to any Effect VST that you want. Bada bing, bada boom. And then you can mess around with the VST, you know, tune it to how you want, go to a different preset, whatever. And then all you have to do is on the mixer track, so we're on mixer track 2 here, right click, and then go to File, Save Mixer Track State As, and then save it as whatever you want, wherever you want. And then once you have that, you can just drag it in, and you can use it on any sound, any melody that you want. But I've been using this a ton for making melodies and trying to get unique sounds. Also for sound design of making multi-shots, which I'll be getting into later in the video. But definitely recommend doing this if you have FL Studio and if you like getting unique with your production, especially your melodies. Kind of want to try this other one that I made. I like the delay, but I want to make it faster. I just gotta test it. Quick render, bada bing. Watch this. Clone it, pitch it back to its normal state. Kinda wanna have 2, and then we'll keep that reverse, but lower the volume more. With making the dark melodies in 2025, I feel like a lot of it is more unique now, especially because a lot of producers are starting to utilize Effect VSTs in their melodies and their beats more. So we have something that's pretty unique here, and I'm just looking to start to fill it. What the fuck are my words right now? And now I'm looking to fill it in a little bit more. This is something nice to fill in the low mid end. Another thing that I try out with making dark trap melodies in 2025 is to utilize off notes. So once you find whatever key you're in, all you want to do is experiment with the note that's right above whatever key you're in. So I'm in F sharp. I'm gonna mess around with this G note here. This can add a lot of tension in your beats. I'm just gonna put in a pattern so you guys can see what I mean. Okay, so right now we have something that's coming together. We have that low, mid, and partially the high end filled. But, I mean, if you know me, you know I go extra with the melodies. So I'm going to consolidate this and then just mess around with it. Try and kind of flip it into something different. Because we have a foundation with the melodies, it's still going to stay to that dark vibe. But I'm going to see if I can make something that just resonates with me more. I don't know what the fuck happened to my plugins, but I had them all organized and now they're just going by alphabetical. Oh. Well, fuck with that. Well, that's tough too. Like, this is going a little bit too extra for me, but I like the vibe that it creates, so I'm just gonna try and mess with it even more until I find some chops that I like. Oh, hold up, that's fucking tough. I'm gonna get this. Take off the portal, and then I'm gonna try and double time that. Yeah. Alright, and now I have all these different chops that I want to use. They're all pretty similar, so I can route them all to the same track. You can just put some parametric EQ on it, put out the low end. Now that we kind of have a chopped completely new melody, we can start to add on. And this is pretty complex, so we don't need to add much more. All right, so Synology is one must-have VST for these kind of beats, and that's just because it has a ton of great orchestral sounds that you can add. One of the main differences that I've seen in dark beats before versus now is that a lot of the dark beats now have some of that glow influence to them. So if you don't know what glow music is, it's pretty much its own subgenre of trap that was popularized by Chief Keef back in the day, and some of the producers who were the founders of glow were like D Rich, Shoddy Red, Sean Ferrari. And if you listen to a lot of the dark music in trap and hip hop now, a lot of it is combined, and certain artists like Ian and Playboi Carti have dropped songs that have really started to popularize this. And so what that means is, because there's a mix, there's a lot of orchestral sounds and also a lot of like unique and like fucking alien kind of sounds too, in a way. If you just listen to Ian's albums, you can kind of see like that's more primarily towards the glow sound, and that can give you a good idea of the sound selection of what to combine it with for the dark trap sound. But anyways, into the point, Synology is really good because it has a lot of those glow sounds and a lot of good trap sounds that you can add for your dark beats. And one of those orchestral sounds are pizzicatos. I want to add a bell, but I don't want it to be that basic ass bell everybody uses. And now I kind of want to add like that alien, weird, futuristic sound that I was talking about. So to do that, I'm going to go to Analog Lab. Lead, bitch. I want a fucking crazy lead. I know this shit is going to take some time to figure it out, but I have an idea. Hold up. Alright, so now we gotta move into the drums. Alright, so for your drums, the sound selection is pretty much gonna be 80% of it. You wanna make sure that you have the most current up-to-date drums, especially moving into 2025 when everything is starting to evolve. I don't know if you've also noticed this as well, but hip-hop and rap is in a weird state right now. It's like in a state where it's constantly evolving. I think majority of it is because of social media and popularity of so much different talent around, and you just wanna make sure that you have the current sounds to keep up with everything. Like I said, a lot of these dark beats are involved with glow too, so I definitely start investing in some glow kits. You can find some on Reddit, but what I like to also do for the most part is go through some big artists who have released albums recently. So I'd go through Lil Baby's Wham album and Future's Mixtape Pluto album. Study the drums. Study especially Wheezy's drums, because Wheezy likes to spice it up with the drums that he uses. And while you're analyzing that, think about your own stash and think about the sounds that you have and see if you got to start investing or maybe if you're good. One thing that you can try to do is, if you want a more unique drum pattern, I've especially been hearing Wheezy do a lot of unique stuff with his drum patterns recently, is don't put in the stuff that you usually put in that's really easy, like the snare and then the two-step hi-hats, because it already kind of solidifies that in your brain, so it can make it a little bit difficult to experiment and think outside of the box. Try just playing along with the metronome and then experiment with whatever sound that you want to make unique. So I just have the metronome and this hi-hat. Alright, so we got a pretty unique drum pattern here. And like I said, sound selection are really key for these beats. So if you guys want my multi-kit with over 500 new trap sounds just like this, all you need to do is check the link in the description below. This kit has an Analog Lab Bank drum kit, midis, one-shots, perk loops, phrases and accents, and a bonus loop kit. It pretty much has everything you need to make dark trap beats like this, and more specifically the new wave dark trap beats too. That's what I specifically designed all these sounds for, and a bunch of people have really liked the kit, as you can see right here. And I'll throw in a little bonus for watching this video. If you use the code Illuminate15, you'll get 15% off. So check the first link in the description if you're interested. I'm gonna grab one of these snares from the kit. One thing that's utilized a lot is just zaps right here. One thing that you can do if you really want to fine-tune your drums is switch the mode from resample to E3 mono and then mess with the time multiplier here. The farther to the left you click, the faster it's going to get. But I feel like the snare's just a little bit too long. So so I'm just gonna move it to the left a little bit. And now for the 808s. I'm gonna go to my Illuminate kit and then grab this Cat 808. And now we got everything in total here, and that is going to wrap it up for this beat. Before we listen to the full beat together, thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end. If you guys did enjoy, I would appreciate it. You know what I'm going to say. If you liked, if you commented, if you subscribed. Let me know what other videos you guys want to see down in the comments, and make sure to go check out the Illuminate multi-kit. Use promo code Illuminate15 for 15% off at checkout. But that's it for me, and you can also check me out on Instagram at ProdLucent, where I post on there as well. Let's take a listen to this full beat.